Hello and welcome to episode 266 of the Veeam Community Recap. And you know what? I messed it up. We're going to try it again. I'm Rick Van over the Rickatron, joining you live, not live, actually recorded from our Atlanta office. I'm on the road again, but you know what? Madi kept the show going last week. How are you doing, Madi?
Hello, Rick. Hello, community. Yes, we kept the show going last week. We had fun with Hin and Safia, and thank you, Hin, for being part of the show. I think people actually, our community members, kind of like when we are inviting, we have a special guest, and it's a different perspective. So maybe we should think and alternate and do it more often. I don't know. We should.
Well, with my schedule, that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I bet. And
So
then I'm taking
yeah.
vacation as well, and then I'm on the road as well. So, we can alternate just for the change.
I think that's a great idea. I just got to make the call, and someone always will say, yeah, I can do it. So that's
Yeah,
one beautiful thing about our community. So
exactly.
yeah. All right. So speaking of community, it has been quite busy. We're not breaking the rules since we do have supervision this week, wink, wink. And I think we are ready to jump into it. Sound good?
Sounds good. We have a lot of great content. Let's do it.
All right. And so I think, look at that. I kind of even figured it out this time. We got first up, we have Jorge de la Cruz talking about a cool, unofficial and unsupported Entra ID reporting technique. This is pretty interesting.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, I just want to thank Jorge for just being awesome. And, even though I know being in product management, he's so busy and has so many projects to work on. And he's still taking the time, to put together some articles and share some information that the community hub. He's also involved with, Automation Desk and, a few other shows. So just wanted to take the moment to say thank you to Jorge first of all, and then go back to the article, which was pretty good. So he puts together here in this one a PowerShell script that actually pulls data directly from the VBR PostgreSQL databases, and then this is going to be turned into a full HTML dashboard. So that means sessions, failures, object counts, trends, even like searchable view, where you can look up specific users, groups, apps, and so on and so forth. So you can actually see what is protected, how this is evolving over time, and then export or share that with other teams. And that usually, I think it's the part that takes the longer in the process, and you put the most of the effort in it. So also the good part, I always say that with script based projects, it's something that people can adapt, extend. You can fit it in your own environment, meaning reporting, security, reviews, audits, whatever you need basically. So keep in mind, this is an unofficial. He mentions it at the end. There is a disclaimer, and he says this is unofficial, because you might get confused because he is Veeam, he is product management, but this is his own project, and it is a lot in the spirit of the community, as I was mentioning earlier. And yeah, taking what's already there, making it more usable in real life. So I think he also asks for some opinions. So let him know what you think about, if he can improve it in any way. But overall, great stuff. Thank you, Jorge.
Yeah, indeed. Fantastic stuff, Jorge, as always. And what I like here about this is it's given this visualization to something in Veeam Backup and Replication, because we concurrently are doing this type of reporting and observability, lack of a better word, in Veeam Data Cloud. So it's nice to have it in Veeam Backup and Replication. Thank you, as always, Jorge. Great stuff.
Yep.
All right, next up, I think it's Eric. Yeah, Eric Black is up with a post about setting up Veeam Backup for Nutanix AHV in Veeam Backup and Replication 13. Oh, a lot of opinions here. What caught your eye on this, Madi?
Yeah, so what he's mentioning basically is he says like what changed in this model is there's no proxy appliance anymore. And everything runs through AHV workers that VBR deploys or spins up when a job starts. And then it shuts them down after. So basically your data movers are fully on demand now. And then he walks through the full setup, but also, the parts that usually trip people up, like the ISCSI data service IP requirement, or even how backups rely on Nutanix snapshots, and CBT for incremental runs, which directly impacts your performance and the behavior as well. So he's also going and talks about the sizing. And he says starting with one worker is fine, but once you're gonna decide to scale, you kind of need to think about parallel tasks, throughput, and then placing workers per cluster. So it's not just the setup; it's the kind of a guide that actually helps you understand how this behaves once you start running jobs. So yeah, I guess this is great article. Thank you for sharing with us, Eric.
Well, I'll tell you a couple things. For one, this blog post will give any of the Germans a good run for their money with 17 screenshots and a big long scroll. So definitely appreciate the thoroughness here, Eric. But one thing I'll add is to your point, Maddie, he's talking about the new architecture that goes with the Nutanix hypervisor backup from current release. And that does make it a lot easier. So if we look a little bit right here, you'll see that the plugin is for 13 and Prism at that levels. And yeah, so pretty straightforward configuration. And in this environment, it's funny, I've never heard it called SCSCI. I always call it iSCSI. But now you know. Now you know. But it's kind of crazy how we all learn different ways on technology, and there are different pronunciations. So don't think it's not right. It's just we have it all the different way that we learn. But anyways, yeah, walks through the new architecture. But actually, my favorite part that Eric goes through is this right here at the end, what I bumped into along the way. This data service is easy to miss, and then secondly, this point about single worker is a great way to start, but it doesn't necessarily have the legs if you have larger environments. And Eric's a practitioner. He deploys this stuff. So this is very important things in our opinion that he has learned along the way. So it's great that he shared it. So really good stuff. Thank you, Eric.
Totally.
All right. Next up, Jean from Brazil. I'm trying.
No,
buddy.
you did it. You did it great. You did it great.
DJ JP, let's go with that, is up with FinOps in practice, maximizing cloud value. I love it. Number one, most important word, optimizing. It's not like reducing cloud spend. It's optimizing it. But what caught your eye here? Because I got a lot of good opinions here on this one.
First of all, before I jump into that, I have two things to say. Just because you said DJ, sneak peek, Jean is going to be a DJ at Veeam on tour in Brazil, so you don't want to miss on that. I know, right? I found it out yesterday. So that's pretty cool. Congrats on that. And the second one is congratulations, Jean, because I saw you got promoted as a solution architect. Well deserved. Good stuff. So these are the two things that I wanted to mention before going to the article. But yeah, this was a very interesting read for me because I think it kind of connects to areas that we don't really get a lot of discussions on in the community, and that's kind of the data protection and FinOps. Of course, this happens. We are protecting data. Veeam works with a lot of like financial institutions and so on and so forth. But I don't think you get it like in a the shape of an article in the community hub, or at least I haven't seen it talked that much. So I think
limited. I'd say it's limited.
Limited. Yeah, that's a fair word. So I thought that was an interesting read. And yeah, it kind of shows how organizations can improve resilience while also keeping a closer eye on the cloud cost. And I really like the examples that Jean put together around identifying backup gaps, validating retention policies, making sure the workloads are actually protected and not just configured, and while still kind of making sure you understand what those decisions mean financially. So pretty interesting. And then he's bringing up the cloud checker, and the combination of the cloud checker surfacing real protection risk, and Veeam for AWS giving the visibility into the backup cost, uh, kind of makes that connection very interesting in here. You're not just treating the resilience and cost as trade-offs, but you kind of manage those together. So I think it's interesting because I mean, yeah, it is limited, the conversation between in the community hub. Of course, there are a lot of people that maybe write about it overall if you just go on Google and search, but the community hub, I haven't really saw that conversation a lot. So I really appreciated that, and thank you. Really great to to read all that, Jean.
Yeah, so there's really two incredibly unique angles here that Jean is bringing in. And one is this perspective on FinOps to this point. I think it's super important. It's really limited. And the other unique thing is that he's going to be the DJ at the Veeam Tour Brazil. I cannot believe that. We have to really think about how we're going to measure that when it comes to legend renewal status. But I think that's a category of his own. That is fantastic. So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing this. This is awesome. All right, now we're back with a full block of content, and we've got Ian Sanderson with the coolest domain name, actually one of the coolest, Snurf. Love that. Ian's blog post on Cyber Essentials, version 3.3, shared responsibility and data protection reality. Kind of a thought-leading post here by Ian, it looks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is interesting. I think it was a release, the Cyber Essentials v3.3. I think they were released like April maybe, so a couple of months back.
Yeah, so UK standard, it looks like.
Yeah, UK standard. So this is kind of like for all UK companies, they have to be in compliance, they have to get this certification. So even though, he says like this feels like the Cyber Essentials v3.3 feels like a routine compliance update, there are really like some things that are worth calling out. There are a bunch of things that have changed. If you're going to go into that report, you're going to see around MFA that now it's apparently mandatory everywhere. It is available. Cloud services are fully in scope, basically patching must be evidenced within 40 days. There are so many changes, but what I liked what he discussed in here is how he kind of put that together with the shared responsibility and the cloud, and that is the interesting approach in here. It doesn't really change the fact that Cyber Essentials isn't a backup or recovery framework, but it does make something much clearer. If your data is in the cloud, you don't really get to step away from responsibility. You still own the outcome. So it's kind of basically reinforcing the shared responsibility model. Also, there is an interesting shift around evidence. There's no longer enough to assume controls are there because the provider says they are there. You need to kind of understand what's actually covered, what's shared, what you are still responsible for. And backups are mentioned more than before. It still doesn't really answer the harder question. When something goes wrong, can you actually recover? So it's interesting. I think it's a very comprehensive report is that you are showing now some diagrams, and I think it's a lot of information in there. I didn't, get to read everything, but he kind of gave us a very good idea of what you can find in this, updated version. And I think the conclusion is like this new version is more about removing the ambiguity, and it kind of forces a bit more clarity around ownership, and especially when we talk cloud environments where that line is often assumed rather than defined. So I think this is something good in with this version. But definitely, if you are interested in compliance, if you are interested, in anything governance and stuff like that, this is a good one to read. And especially if if you are an employee working in data protection in the UK, I think this is the document for you. But yeah, great stuff, Ian. Thank you.
Yeah, and indeed. And, I don't, not everybody's in UK, but I think these are timeless pieces of good advice that can go everywhere. And I'm in my head mapping out things like the automatic updates of the Veeam software appliance to really help out. So thank you for this, Ian. Good to call your name on the Vanguard blog spotlight. All right, next up, I actually don't remember what this next tab is. Marcus, aka Dynamic, aka Never Go Drinking with Him in Munich. He has made an update to the Veeam 100 map. So and he's added Morgan Monk as a women, the weight leader. So that's kind of cool. It's more than just the Veeam 100 at this point.
Yeah, basically just what I wanted to say is like, thank you, Marcus, that you keep updating this, that you are working with Sophia, myself. We have our own chat, and every time we have a new leader, or every time, because now it's not only Veeam 100, it's Veeam 100 and VUG leader. Even though I think he calls it Veeam 100 world map, we added all the VUG leaders in there. And I want to thank Marcus for that, but I also want to welcome Morgan to the Women and Allies in Tech leadership. She is based in France. We had our first call with the other ladies from the Women and Allies in Tech on Friday, and she got to meet the Blanca and Leah and Kira. I introduced her to Chris as well, and to Philippe. She's really great. She's technical. She's interested in working with the larger community, and she's gonna help us, with some events in French, dedicated to it's gonna be technical topics, but also empowering women in the French world speaking. So looking forward to that. Marcus, you're awesome.
Yeah, no, this is great, and welcome, Morgan, and happy to really extend this also to the weight group as well. So I'll go ahead and give that a like since I'm here. So thank you, Marcus, aka Dynamic. Good stuff. Next up in special department news. Oh, I know Federica's put a lot into this one here. So the VMCE Plus is live. What you need to know. Looks like we've got Jessica Marshall and Federica from the certification team, as well as Jos and Shane, going to walk through kind of, I guess, everything you need to know to get started on your certification journey.
Oh, yeah. And look how many people register for this.
Wow.
It's
I'll take that on a Tuesday. That's great.
I know, right? It's pretty good. I mean, fantastic. I just want to say congratulations, Federica. Congratulations, Jessica. Congratulations, the whole team, for the amazing job you did with this release. And thank you, Jos, and thank you, Shane, as, leaders of VMC Plus Now group, that you are putting this together. And I was in the call with them, with Sophia, and it seems like they are super excited, to have this show, and they already have a lot of ideas for the next show. So, we've all waited for such a long time, for this release, and it's been talked so much. Really looking forward to this session. I think Jessica is going to kind of give us some valuable information as well, her perspective. So it's gonna be a good one. So if you haven't really signed up for this one, you still have time. It's gonna be next week on a Wednesday. That's gonna be your time, 10:30 a.m. So I think
Be 18:30, a little late for Europe, I think.
Yeah, but
I think that
it's
would
kind
be
of a good
4:30
time still.
CET start. Yeah.
Yeah, still a good time. I think we kind of considered, kind of all the regions, mainly EMEA, I guess, and AMER, because with APJ is always a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, and this is only 30 minutes off when we do our team call, right?
Mhm.
So our product strategy team, very distributed. We go at 10 a.m. New York time, a little early on the West Coast of the US. So I think that's why they put the 30 in there. So yeah, I get it. Good stuff. And I'm curious, Madi, is 99 just what it is, or is there a limit of less than 100?
No, there's no limit. There's no limit.
Okay.
No,
Okay,
so people can still register for it. We're gonna send a reminder to everyone like 1 hour in advance. So no worries, you are not gonna forget about it. You can still add it to the calendar because now we have this great feature. We didn't have it before, but now you have that add to calendar. So you can basically put it in your Google Calendar, Outlook, whatever you use, Apple. So that's a good addition.
Yeah,
From the
indeed.
inside. Good stuff.
Thank you, Yost. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Federica. This is fantastic. All right, next up in special department news, Veeam User Group Marseille. This is a group that doesn't mess around. They always do such a great job. It will be delivered mostly in French, and that is me being sneaky because I know something about the agenda. Let's take a closer look here. And before I forget, Thursday the 25th, so the day after the VMCE Plus, let's see, put this one in English again here. Marseille, yeah. Let's see. Okay, Veeam Data Cloud. Oh, cool, and they note if it's English, yeah. Exagrid, great. Veeam 1, I know who's behind that one. Object First. Deep Dive, AMA. Looks like a fun time.
It's going to be a good one. Again, full day. And yeah, you can say it. Kirsten is going to be there.
Yeah.
Carolina is going to be there. Andre is going to be there. I have some FOMO because everyone is going to be there. Nicolas is going to be there as well. He has a session as well. I think the one French English is his session probably. I think even Paolo might be there. So It's all the good people are there. So
all right. So my big thing is, okay, I always want to check out the venues, right? I want to do that. So let's check this out. Marseille, that's in like the south and east of France, if I remember right. Southeast France. And then Free Pro. So it looks like a event venue. Ooh, chic, modern. I like that. Easy to find on the road. Not the best view, but you're looking at a cruise ship. Can't complain about that. Not too much. That's it. Oh, okay. So we got to have some pictures, everyone, from this event. So not too much on the public internet. Must be a new venue. So thank you, VUG France. Thank you, Carolina, AZ, and Kirsten, and any other special guests. So this looks really nice.
Yeah. Let us know. I'm sure there's going to be pictures.
Yeah, let us know.
They love posting. So there's going to be pictures.
All right, so that's Thursday the 25th, VUG France, and the same day, way up north, Veeam User Group Brussels at Radisson Airport and the Brussels area. Let's take a look here and get the more detailed. Let's see.
Yeah.
Veeam On recap, great idea. The Hypervisor Hunger Games. Yeah.
Christoph was at Veeam On in London, so I think he has a lot of good information. So that's great that he added it, to the schedule. So thank you, Christoph. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, both of them. I think this is going to be half day, not a full day.
Yeah, 2 to 5. And sponsored by Arrow, one of our top distributors. which I forget, by the way, I forgot to mention the last one, sponsored by Exagrid and Object First. Thank you both. But no, this looks really good, Christoph. So thanks for rocking this out there in Brussels. And definitely want to hear how this one goes. This one is Thursday the 25th there in Brussels.
Yeah, for
awesome.
sure. And I like the group is open to users across the region. So bring a friend. Just keep that in mind. I like
this one,
that.
I bet, will be in English. Would you imagine?
Usually, yeah, I think usually they do it in English, yes, because then again, you might just get people from Luxembourg as well. You might just get people from Belgium. You might get people from, Flemish area. So even though the language is similar, I still think they kind of want to be inclusive and just kind of do it in English. From what I remember, I might as well be wrong, but let us know, Christoph. Let us know, Nico, in the comments.
Yeah, and the one IT event I personally have done in Belgium, the content was delivered in English, but the side chats were all in sometimes Dutch. So so good stuff. Anyways, cool. Thank you, Christoph, and as well as the VUG France team. All right, Sophia's back from vacation, and she has prepared for us a Who's New, just kind of picking up at a random spot. It's been a lot more than 118 since the last time we've done it. I've never seen one like this. This is kind of funky. C East, Pragmatic IT, Pragmat IT, Online Dupe, Jokin AU, and Linux Rocks. Well, I think you're going to earn some friends on this show by saying that. So good stuff.
I agree. But yeah, it's a good number. And, I think the Turkey Veeam on Tour Turkey and then Veeam on Tour Germany contributed to that number. Yeah, I saw a lot of people registering. Yeah, so good stuff.
And then there's Paris tomorrow, I think. Is Veeam on Tour? Italy. Well, on Wednesday. We're recording on Tuesday, so
yeah. So Italy is tomorrow, on Wednesday, the 18th and the 17th, and then we have, I believe, Paris the following day. I might be wrong as well, but yeah.
Paris is this week. France is this week. I just don't know what day.
I should have here. Okay. I do have it. So tomorrow is Italy, Milan, and the day after tomorrow is Paris, France.
Got it.
Yeah, got it.
All right. Well, Madi, thank you so much for curating the content here this week.
Absolutely. As always, a pleasure.
And I think next week will be in normal circumstances. I have to knock on wood. Let's see we don't mess it up. But
we go with the flow, Rick. We go with the flow. We'll see.
Right. That'll be next week's problem. So. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We will see you next week on 267.